Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you a little Christmas story. I guess I was about 4 or 5, something like that, about like that, and sister was a grown-up teenager. And that Christmas, we were still in the old house that we were going to be rid of when we got the new house built. So we had a knot hole in the floor close to the fireplace, big old fireplace. And this was going to be our last Christmas in it. So we were all gathered around the fireplace, and we'd hung our stockings up. We're talking about what we wanted and what we hoped Santa Claus would bring and everything. And then while we were sitting there, up through a knot hole in that old planking that was our floor, came a candy cane, and it just eased up through there till it fell over. And then another one would come up till it fell over, just enough for all the kids around the fireplace. And we were all just sitting there paralyzed, you know. And in the meantime, sister had slipped out, and she had found this, she had planned it ahead of time. So she had this sheet, and there was some loose cotton that hadn't been ginned yet. So she had filled that sheet with a big bunch of cotton in it and tied the corners together. And so while we were watching for another candy cane, somebody said, "I think I saw Santa Claus out the window." And of course we had all dropped the candy, and where just went around that bend. See, did you see that bag hanging on his back? Just went right around that bend down there. So of course all we saw was back there. And so we were just so carried away we couldn't stand it. And pretty soon Mother was saying, "Well, everybody better get to bed, because Santa Claus has to have time to fill these stockings and everything. He won't do it if anybody's awake." So I always slept with sister. And when we got to bed that night, I said, "Sister, you really think that was Santa Claus we saw out there?" She said, "Well, what about the candy canes in there?" She said, "Besides, I didn't see what some of you said you saw. So you know better than I do." If it was it? She said. I said, "But I don't know. That's what I was asking you. Do you really think it was Santa Claus?" She said, "Well, I don't know but one person that would have a bag on his back on Christmas Eve night and poke candy up through the floor to let you know he was coming. I don't know of anybody else that would do a trick like that."
So you were sure?
All I needed.
Yeah, that was good enough.
All I needed. So it was the longest time before I ever found that out. She said, just don't tell them, you know, till they get old enough to realize what it was. That was fun, though.
That sounds great.